Okay, yeah. Okay, now that we're finally booted up, it comes up with the quick launcher. Uh, Makes it nice for when it's in tablet mode. You can just click on any of these icons. You can put whatever icons you want in there, and it'll launch the program for you. While we've got it up, let me go ahead, flip this around into tablet mode. Now, one of the big things that everyone oohs and ahs about, and one of the big selling points for CTL and everyone points out, is the accelerometer, which will automatically change the display based on the orientation of the screen. When it works great. Problem is, it doesn't work all the time. Quite frequently, it doesn't work at all, which apparently it's not right now. If I turn it around, it may pick up. No, looks like it's not going to pick up this time. Unfortunately, you get used to that. I was under the impression that predominantly only happened when the battery got below 90%. I'm still at 98%, so I'm not entirely sure why it's not working right now. Let's try it again. See, sometimes as soon as you do that, it'll automatically flip because it is at an angle because of the battery pack. Now it's just not flipping at all. Alright, so let's try this. I guess while we're rebooting, I might as well point out some problems I have with the CTL Classmate to go. First off, the accelerometer that we just saw doesn't always work. It does work sometimes. Normally it'll only work for like an hour if it's on battery. And although I don't know this for a fact, it seems to be that once the battery gets below, say, 90%, it'll turn off the accelerometer. And even if you plug it in and you've got it running on AC power, the accelerometer still doesn't work until the battery's fully charged. But then it starts working again, and when it does work, it works great. The other problem is that when it turns off the accelerometer, it also turns off your little home button, which is pretty much the only button you have access to. The home button just brings up that quick launch center. When you're in tablet mode and the battery's below 90% and it shuts off the home button and the accelerometer, if you try to get to another program, you've got to actually click and go through all the windows and go through a bunch of garbage to actually get the program running. Like I said, they're two bugs, which in the grand scheme of all the things that could be going wrong, only having two problems is pretty good, but those are two pretty big problems. The third problem, probably the largest problem, occasionally the keyboard just stops working altogether. And the only way to get the keyboard to start working again is to turn it off, unplug it, remove the battery, let it sit for a couple of minutes, then put the battery back in, plug it back in, and then the keyboard starts working again. I have no idea why that happens. It's only happened to me twice, but then again, I've only had the computer for about 4 days. So that's not really a good ratio there. Okay, we can see that the accelerometer is working, and it did reverse the screen. I'm going to get rid of that. Now, let's see. I'm going to wait for the hard drive indicator to go off. Like I said, the hard drive is slow. You can defragment it, run perfect disk all day long, and it doesn't really get much faster. Alright, let's see if the accelerometer is going to cooperate this time. I see lots of hard drive flashing. That's a good sign. think it's thinking about it. Okay, while we're waiting on this, you'll notice the little Bluetooth icon. This computer does have built-in Bluetooth. Bluetooth is not mentioned anywhere on their website. Whether it's something that they decided they were going to take out, and that's why it's not on the website, or something that they just decided to add in, I don't know. But this does have Bluetooth. Works fine with my headset. It's got the normal drivers that require pairing, so you can't use it with a Wii remote. I haven't tried installing Blue Soul to see if that would take care of it. And apparently the accelerometer isn't going to be doing anything for us today. And that's my cat. He doesn't like me not paying attention to him. Well, when the accelerometer does decide to not work, you can always go to the quick controller, turn off auto rotation, and tell it to rotate manually. And of course, you can also access that using the Intel icon down there. One other thing, this is a small bug in the system. Occasionally, and especially if it goes into standby and then when it comes out of standby, when you click on the screen, the mouse pointer won't be anywhere close to where you're touching on the screen. That doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. It does have a built-in webcam that swings around 180 degrees. I guess I gotta move it close. There you go. Swings around 180 degrees, so if you don't want people to be seeing you, they can see something else. The webcam, for a webcam, yeah, it does good. It's not super high end, not super low end. And it does automatically flip the picture depending on whether the webcam is pointing towards you or away from you. The keyboard, as you can see, it's small. It does take some getting used to, but the bumps on the J and the F are nice and pronounced. So if you are a touch typist, even though it takes a while, you can get used to typing. You can't type full speed, but you can still type. It's by no means unusable. The touchpad works just like every other touchpad in the universe. It's got the same drivers and options as every other touchpad in the universe. You can use this computer by and of itself. You've got 2 stereo speakers, which the sound quality is pretty bad on. Better than a cell phone, less than a normal laptop. If we put this back into tablet mode, and the accelerometer still isn't going to be working. I guess I forgot to turn it back on, so that may be my fault, but I doubt it. Like I said, when the accelerometer works, it's awesome, but get used to it not working.